What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Giago, put it together and it is pronounced Gigo, and today I've got a deck profile for you that features some of the new cards that came out of the most recently released structure deck, Cyber Strike. I'm actually super excited for what this deck actually has to offer, and of course the wide variety of methods that any Cyber Dragon player can actually play with these newfound cards. But before we get into it, I want to invite you guys over to my Twitch channel, link in the description below. I stream Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday nights at 8 p.m. going to 10 p.m. and we stream a wide variety of things, Yu-Gi-Oh included. So if you have any questions about the deck or what the possibilities or some of the rulings may be for some of the cards, feel free to jump into the chat. I'd be more than happy to help you out. Without wasting any more time, even though that is exactly what I'm doing now, let's jump right into this profile. So to start off this profile, I play two OG Cyber Dragons. It's not a Cyber Dragon deck if you're not playing him. I play 3 Cyber Dragon Core. Sometimes I wish they had a new fancy reprint, maybe a secret rare for this card. 3 Hertz, great extender, synergizes great with Galaxy Soldier, and then 2 Nashers, another great extender. The only catch-22 is you can only summon machine monsters after utilizing this card's effect, so be mindful of that. And then of course the honorary Cyber Dragon Galaxy Soldiers, only run 2 of them. You can run 3, that's entirely up to you. The deck is just so tight as it is, so 2 it is. Now this is a Cyber Dragon ABC build, so I am running 2 of each of the ABC pieces. And then for the last Union monster, or at least official Union monster, 1 Union Driver. Currently don't have him in my possession, but for those who do not know what he does, he basically banishes himself from being equipped to equip another target. For some of the newer stuff, I play 2 Cyber Dark Claw and 2 Attachment Cyburn. Now, if you don't know what these guys do, Claw, basically you discard him and you can actually search out a Cyber Dark card, spell card from your deck and add it to your hand. The other effects, personally, is just irrelevant to me right in this build. The Attachment Cyburn, basically you can equip this card to a machine monster you control from hand or field. And if this card were to leave the field while it's equipped, you can actually special summon a cyber monster. I believe it's got to be a dragon or machine from graveyard. Now going on to the spell cards, I run 2 copies of Emergency. I run 2 copies of Repair Plant. And then I also run 3 copies of the new Cybernetic Horizon. If you don't know what this card does, you basically discard either a dragon or machine cyber monster, 1 from hand, 1 from deck. They have to be different attributes, but they can be the same archetype. And if you do, you can actually search out a cyber machine monster or dragon monster from the deck and add it to your hand. And once you do that, you then send an extra deck fusion cyber monster from your extra deck to the grave. Very, very long list of effects to keep track, but this card is actually really great. The only catch-22 about this card is you can only special summon machine monsters from the extra deck the turn you activate this card. So you cannot special summon Predaplant or Linkuriboh or Almirage if you plan on activating Cybernetic Horizon that same turn. So that's another thing to be mindful, but again, just depending on how you play this deck, it's really not that hard to play around. I play 1 copy of Cyber Eternal. This card is actually kind of interesting and fun. It being a quick spell, it's basically a monster reborn for Cyber Fusion monsters in the graveyard, and it also provides a level of protection while this card's in the graveyard for your Cyber Fusion monsters. So nifty stuff. And then for my fusions, I play 1 of each Overload and Cyberload Fusion. I'm on the fence about Overload Fusion, but that's just because of how I plan on playing this deck. Ultimately, I have a different end goal or a different objective. And then, of course, I run 3 copies of Machine Dupe. Some people prefer not to run them at all. Some people prefer to run less of them. This is entirely up to you. This is a 42 card build, so you can absolutely take these out and tag out one of the cards for something else if you want. And to top off the spell cards, I run 3 copies of Union Hanger and then 3 copies of Unauthorized Reactivation. And then my last card, which is the only trap in the main deck, Cybernetic Overflow. And that's it for the main deck, guys. We're gonna go into the extra deck now. So the Link lineup here, we have 1 copy of Anaconda, we have 1 copy of Link Karibo, 1 Platinum Gadget, 1 Seeger, and 1 Amphibious Swarm Ship Amblo Whale. The reason why I'm playing this card is it is a generic Link for machine monsters, so this would enable me to kind of get around all of that whole I can only summon machine monsters from the extra deck clause. I run Link Karibo over Almirage just because I find myself needing Link Karibo more than Almirage. I have not gotten into a scenario where Almirage was actually beneficial. I've tried playing it in the deck, but it's just, to me, it was just taking up extra deck space. But of course, everybody has their own means of playing the deck. So just because I play it one way doesn't mean the way that I play is the right way. For the Exceeds lineup, I play 2 copies of Nova, 1 copy of Infinity, and 1 copy of Chronomaly Venema? I think it's not, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But another card that I currently don't possess, still run it in the deck anyways. And then lastly, which is arguably the most important lineup, are the Fusion lineup, starting off with 2 copies of ABC Dragon Buster, 1 copy of the Mega Fleets, 1 copy of the Rampage, and then what could have been 2 copies of Cyber Twin Dragon ended up being 1 copy of Cyber Twin and 1 copy of Cyber End Dragon. Now, I know that there's the new Cyber Dark End Dragon, but looking through it and then really trying to figure out the most efficient and most beneficial way of trying to get that card out on the field, whether it's in turn 1 or turn 2, it's just way too resource heavy, and it's too per se expensive to try to really get that card out. Some of the people that I've seen trying out to pull out different combos, they've kind of missed out on getting either Infinity on the board, or they've realized that they can't even get Dragoon out because they have to use certain spell cards that disables their ability to special summon anything but machines. So going down this route, I felt like it was best to go a very simplified fusion route, something that's going to cost less in resource, something that's going to be relatively super easy to kind of whip out, and enables me to utilize a lot of the cards in the main deck without having to stress if I have the card in my opening hand and not being able to use it until later down the line or not. So that's pretty much it for the extra deck. And I normally don't really think about going through the side deck option, but I figured might as well, why not? Don't judge me for this, but I have 3 copies of Impermanence. If you pay close attention, you notice that 1 of them came from the extra deck while the other 2 came from the Dual Overload set. I know, sad life, I only pull 2. I can only pull 2 of the Dual Overload set, but that's okay because the structure deck, the structure copy is still just as pretty, so I'm not mad at it. Then I run 3 copies of Ash Blossom, 2 copies of Drone Lockbird, 3 copies of Dark Ruler No More, 3 copies of Twin Twisters, and for those mirror matches, Chimera Fortress Dragon, which I'm pretty sure he's going to be super duper awesome down the line. And that's pretty much it for the deck profile. I hope you guys found this deck profile useful in some way, shape, or form. I hope it has inspired you to kind of build a deck around it, or maybe motivated you guys to find a more efficient way of being able to get out all the Cyberdark stuff without having to cost so much in resources. If you guys want to see a couple of the test hands of this deck, go ahead and hit the comment section and let me know, or you can swing by our Twitch channel when I'm streaming and see if we're playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and then maybe then I could show you what some of the test hands might look like. And again, if you have any rulings about some of these cards, I know I've had a couple of questions about some of the rulings. Feel free to hit the comment section or join the Discord, link in the description below. I hope you guys have a wonderful one. Enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one.